Welcome back to this class where we will be doing our internal walls and our openings with some fixtures to indicate bathrooms and our zinc area. So firstly, I can see that my drawing file is not visible on my floor plan. Just ensure that you are working on your floor plan and not on your site plan. So let's go and hit the reveal elements button. Then we can go ahead and click on our drawing file, right click, unhide in view, elements. And we can just close the reveal hidden elements. And now our drawing file is visible. So let's go ahead to our top ribbon in our architecture tab. Let's click on wall to see if we have any 110 millimeter walls to draw in our internal walls. Okay, I already have a 110 millimeter wall, so let's go through the process of creating one. Let's go edit type, duplicate. I'm just gonna call this one 110 millimeter wall 2 because I already have one. So I'm just gonna name this 2. Otherwise, it's gonna give me an error saying that the wall's already existing. Go ahead and hit OK. Let's edit our structure. Just gonna move that one down, and I'm gonna delete the rest because we are only looking for a 110 core structure. Go ahead and close that off by applying OK. And now we have our 110 wall. So my base constraint is set to finished floor level, and I know that is my public space. So I'm going to start with my kitchen scullery divider wall. So I see top constraint foundation level H. I'm going to change that to unconnected, and unconnected height I'm going to make 2500. And I'm just going to draw in my wall. There we have a nice wall. So I'm just going to take my entrance door, it's CS for create similar, just to give some context for a back door. So if I go to 3D, we can see our back door. I'm going to go back to my floor plan. So now this wall and this wall needs to get an opening. So to create an opening, you can go to your top ribbon. Under opening, you'll see a biface, shaft, wall, vertical, and dormer. We will be creating a wall opening. If you hover on the wall opening, you'll see Revit explaining a video on what will happen with this tool, how it's supposed to be used. So I'm just going to click on that opening. So I want to create an opening here. So I've selected my wall, and I'm just going to click again on my wall and drag in an opening. So now with the drawing file, you can see that your opening has already been laid out. So now we need to click on the opening to check our constraints. So my top constraint, I'm going to set to unconnected, and the unconnected height, I'm going to change to 2200. And now that opening height is set at 2200. But now we want to get these edges on our drawing file. So for that, I'm just going to hit AL for align, or you can go to your top ribbon and click on the align tool. So let's align these segments. Always remember, click where you want the line or opening to go, and then click on the element you want to move. And there is our opening. If we go to our 3D view, it's going to create a section box to show what we have created. And there is our opening. So now I'm gonna just take the section box down to cut through. So when we do the rest of our internal walls, we'll be able to see them. I'm going to go back to my floor plan. I'm going to click on my sections just to hide them. So I'm going to go select my section line, right click, select all instances visible in view, and you'll see Revit went and highlighted all the section lines. So now I'm going to right click again, hide in view, elements. So now I want to create our internal walls for our private section. But first, let's get this wall out of the way. So I'm going to click on the opening that we've created, go CS for create similar, and I'm just going to click on my wall, click again, and drag it into place. So now I want to know where my drawing file is. So I'm going to click on these move arrows just to move it to ensure where my drawing file is showcasing my openings. Okay, it seems that the drawing file is a bit intersecting, so I'm not ensure. Okay, so I'm going to take this out. I'm going to DI for dimension. I'm going to click on this wall, click on my opening, and click on my opening, and click on the wall again. So due to that opening getting a lintel on top, most likely, or depending on what the engineer will tell us, does it need a concrete beam across, or would lintels be sufficient? But in this case, we're going to say, for argumentative sake, that there is going to be lintels above. So I'm going to click on my opening, and this little dimension over here, I'm going to change that to 300, so that there's space for the lintel to rest on top of that wall. And I'm going to do the exact, this side I'm going to draw. So now we know we need to shorten it by 8, mine by 80, whatever yours is. Just do the calculation because we'll need to change our opening size. So mine is 4218 minus 80, 4138. So now I just need to change that I accidentally unclicked my opening. So I'm going to click on my opening again. Okay, see there's a top offset. I just need to set that the same as the previous one. Okay, so Revit has locked my opening size. So I'm just going to drag this smaller. There we go, 300, 300, 300, and we have our opening size. Go ahead and delete that dimension line. So now you can see here from our previous lesson, I did not connect this wall, so I'm just going to go and drag that into place. And this window I am going to delete because I want to put a big stacker door here. So let's put an opening here for our passage. Let's go back to our top ribbon by wall opening. Just going to click my wall, click again, and drag it into place. I'm going to click on my wall to ensure that opening so that I can change that unconnected height to 2100. Let's hit OK. I'm going to go to 3D view, and there is our openings that we've created. So I'm going to go back to my floor plan. So now it's time for us to put in our internal walls in our private space. So now I'm going to hit on my keyboard WA, or you can go to the top ribbon under wall, Just ensure that you've selected your 110 wall. And we're going to change our base constraint to private space finish floor level. And just go ahead and trace those walls. So you can see this one auto changed my base constraint once I finished connecting those walls. So I'm just going to go ahead and change this back to private space finish floor level. I'm going to drag them into place. So once you've hit escape, Revit will change the base constraint. So just go ahead and change it back. You can always set your work plane, but I don't want to do that at this moment because we are working on two different floor finishes. Okay, so there we have our internal walls. So I'm just going to go ahead to my top ribbon under door. You'll see the family that we've created plus the stock standard doors that comes with every Revit project. So I'm going to select the 846 by 2032 just to give some context for our floor plan. So initially in this design there is a sliding door on this wall, but we are just going to be using for this exercise a normal swing door. So now we have context in the first section of our private space. So you can see there is our new rooms allocated. So now we need to draw in our bathroom. I'm going to go back to my finished floor plan, select one of my walls, hit CS for create similar. I'm going to change my base constraint to private space, and then I'm going to draw in my walls. There we have our bathroom. So I'm just going to do the same, enter a door for reference. So now, as you can see, there is still a wall over there and a wall over here. So I'm just going to click on my 110 wall and go CS, draw in that wall, click on my wall, change my base constraint to fit private space FFL. My top constraint height I'm going to make 1.8 because that's only a shower divider wall. Now we can go ahead and draw in the additional 110 wall against our bathroom walls. I like to call that a vanity wall, where you can pack your shower bottles or candles. So I'm going to go click on my wall, CS for create similar, change the base constraint to public space FFL, then unconnected height I'm going to make 1.5, and I'm just going to trace. Okay, so this will private space, unconnected height. So this one snapped to finish floor level, so I just need to change that back. And there we have it. So let's go to 3D view. I'm just going to drag this up. And there we can see our additional wall that we've created. So now we need to do the same for our other bathroom. It's going to be hit WA on my keyboard. Base constraint needs to change to private space FFL. Top constraint 1.5. I just drag that in. And there we have our other wall. I'm going to go back to my finished floor plan, take this window and say CS for create similar. I'm just going to put that on my rooms. Oops, we've missed a little wall over here, so let's go CS, Just ensure that your base constraint is set to private space, unconnected 2.5. Just going to place that there. There we have all of our internal walls. So let's go to finish floor plan. And now I want to create this a barbecue area. So let's hit DI on our keyboard and see that's a 220 wall. Let's hit WA to see if we have a 220 wall. So I already have a 220 wall. So let's go ahead and create a new one. Edit type, duplicate, 220 millimeter barbecue wall, and hit OK. I have to edit the structure. I'm just going to duplicate what we already have and go OK, apply, and OK. So now this is finished floor level. We want to go -50 because this floor area over here would have a step down. It would not be on the same level as our internal living space due to weathering. So there's a little weather strip covering the house. So let's go ahead and trace this area. So I don't want that connection over there. I'm just going to go trim and extend to release that connection. Going to my 3D view, select these four walls. I'm going to give them an unconnected height, let's say of 4,500. I'm going to switch off my section box under extents. And there we have a little chimney. So go back to your floor plan. Just want to create an opening over here. So let's go back to our opening wall, click on the wall, click again, and just drag it in. I'm going to edit this in my 3D view. So then our base offset is going to be 800, top constraint unconnected, and that is going to be at 3 meters. Okay, so unconnected height needs to be thought about 1.2. So let's make that 1.2 meters, take it down. There we have our opening where we can make fire. So let's go finish floor plan. As you can see, this line over here indicates a counter space. So I'm gonna go floor, edit type, duplicate, new barbecue counter. I'm gonna go edit type. I want to keep the floor screed. I'm just going to change the material. So go ahead and click on that material, create new material, right click on the new material that you've created, rename counter screed. Just hit apply and OK. And this need to change the bottom as well. So let's go ahead and create another new material. Rename that to counter lintels, because this counter would most likely be built out of lintels. Gonna make that 85. So we have a 110 thickness for our counter. Just go ahead and hit apply and OK. So this I'm gonna drag all the way through. So height offset for this would be 850. Let's hit go ahead and finish the edit mode, and let's go into 3D mode. There we have our slab. So we added it 800, so I'm just going to change this back to 800. There we go. So now to clean up this connection, I'm just going to go join, click on my wall, click on my floor, and repeat the process all the other chimney walls. There we have our nice little chimney. So let's go ahead and enter a sliding stacking door over here. So normally Revit doesn't come with sliding stacking doors and you'll have to create your own. So for this exercise, we're only going to use architecture wall. Click on your wall tool. Go all the way down until you get curtain wall. Just select that. Base offset to 0. Unconnected height to 2.1. And we are just going to trace on the roughs indication of the door that the CAD is showing. So as you can see, our glass panel for our curtain wall is now off center. So to fix that, we can just hover our cursor on the curtain wall within inside the wall and hit tab, 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 tab until you've selected your system panel that's glazed. Go ahead and click on that. Then you'll see you'll have a glazed panel opening up. So I'm going to go edit type and change my offset to 0 and just hit apply and OK, and you'll see your glazed panel is now in the middle of that wall. So let's go ahead and cut this wall. So I'm going to go to my top ribbon to cut, click on the wall, click on my curtain panel. If we go to 3D view, there is our folding stacking indication. So to change that, let's go to indicate some panels on this door. Let's go to our top ribbon under curtain grid. If we select that, just go ahead and add 5 lines and go back to your floor plan. Press DI, you'll see these dashed dot lines indicating your curtain wall, and then you'll see the solid ones indicating the mullion lines we've just created. Now drag it out and select equalize so that all of our lines are at equal spacing. So then we can go to our mullion next to curtain grid, click on that, and you'll see Revit giving you some standard mullions. So you want to go with a rectangle. I'm going to use the 50mm by 65mm and choose all grid lines and just select your curtain wall and just click on it, and then Revit will auto generate all of those curtain wall panels. So let's go ahead and give some context to our roof as well. So let's go to our roof tool in our top ribbon and hit the little drop down menu. We'll see soffit, fascia and gutter. So let's go with fascia first. Go edit type and see that Revit has given us a 19 by 140, 19 by 184, 19 by 235, 19 by 268 and a 19 by 89. So for this I want to use the 19 by 140, apply and OK. And let's go ahead and click on the top part of our roof, because if you click on the bottom, Revit will place the fascia at that level. So I'm just going to go back, roof, fascia, ensure that it's still the 140, apply and OK. Click on your top one, and there you have your small fascia board. And just go around and click all your roof edges. And you can just hit escape once you are done. So now we are going to go back to our roof tool with the drop down menu, click on gutter and just select the top exterior line of our fascia, and Revit will create a gutter. Let's go ahead and select all of those lines You can just hit escape once you are done. So these are currently on the wrong level. I want to change that to private space so that it just moves into place. And there we are almost done with our little house. So let's go ahead and go to our floor plan. You can delete these dimensions. Just click unconstrain. So let's throw in our little covered areas floor. So I'm going to go floor tool, see for my floor slab do we have. Finish floor level minus 50. Rectangle tool, and just draw trace over the CAD and hit finish edit mode. Don't attach. Go to 3D. And there we have our floor slab. So let's quickly draw in our planters here in front. So I'm gonna select my 110 wall, go CS for create similar, and I am also going to trace over these drawings. I see my front one didn't quite properly align, so I'm just going to hit AL using my align tool to ensure that they are aligned. Going to go to my 3D view, and I am going to select these walls. Base constraint, I'm going to put that at garage minus 100, unconnected height at 800. And there we have our nice little planters in front.